and welcome, Terrific Taurus. My name's Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com, and I'm here to do your tarot astrology for June. Well, this is an absolutely huge month, and we're going to be quite busy in the heavens really from May last month right through to September, October now. We have so many retrogrades at the moment, it is ridiculous. So let's just go and have a look now, and I will actually go through these retrogrades and tell you what house they are in and how they're likely to affect you. And we have 6 planets and 3 asteroids and 2 eclipses this month in the heavens, all doing their thing. 6 planets retrograding, and I'm going to start off with the first planet, Mercury, which is in your 3rd house, and it's retrograding from 17th of June through to the 12th of July in Cancer. In your 3rd house, this is all about communications, your local area, your local environment, and also siblings that you may or may not have heard from recently. And so with the retrograde, it usually causes some sort of disruption. Maybe you're trying to get an important message through to somebody and you just can't get it through, or maybe the message gets mixed up somehow or misunderstood. The 3rd house is about communications. So this is not a good time if you're planning on doing something brand new in business with regard to promotion or, an email campaign, for example. Oh, they're so complicated these days. Who would think? So there could be, things going wrong, or maybe a lot of people unsubscribing from your list, or, some sort of issues. So if you can put it off, that's what I'd be inclined to do with Mercury retrograde. Also, technology plays up. And if you have any sort of legal matter or contract to sign or something like that, you may have to revisit it at another date and change things around. I must say, as far as retrogrades go, all retrogrades go, it's a great time for completing things that you started in the past a long time ago. Maybe go to your cupboard or something and look at old projects or old things, and you can probably get those done. But starting brand new things, if you haven't done it before and you're not really super experienced at it, and even if you are super experienced at it, things can still go very pie-eyed with regard to communications, and you've got a double lot with your 3rd house involved there. The next one I want to talk about is Venus, that went retrograde last month, the 13th of May, until the 25th of this month. Okay, so things in your love life could go quieter. Again, with Mercury retrograde, maybe you're not getting the messages, maybe you don't hear from somebody that you met recently, or there's a misunderstanding in a relationship somewhere. Venus also looks after your money, and so there could be an issue with your finances, and it could go quieter. Maybe, you're out of work and you're looking for a job. But you can see it's till the 25th of the 6th, so things should start to improve after that. There is a bit of a focus this month on your money supply. With all retrogrades, also there is a shadow period. For Mercury, for example, they say there's a shadow 2 weeks either side. So there's still some effect outside these dates that I'm giving you. They're just, the effects are just not as strong. You have Jupiter, Mars is not retrograding, until September. Yeah, but not this month. So that's a bit of a relief. And then we have Jupiter retrograding and a whole heap of asteroids as well, which I won't go on about here. But I did make a previous video about retrograding asteroids. You can look up if you're interested in that. So Jupiter is in your 9th house. This is the house of higher learning. Perhaps you were thinking about studying or expanding your horizons in some way. However, it's hard to, get it off the ground. It's hard to get things done the way that you would like to. And you could be feeling a little bit frustrated because you want to expand your horizons. Perhaps you want to go overseas. Jupiter sometimes, especially like in the 9th house, gives you a lot of foreign connections and desire and interest in overseas countries. But at the moment, obviously, with COVID, that's not very likely either. So you'll just have to sort of plan it but not do anything about it, and especially now that Jupiter is retrograde. Saturn in your 10th house, okay, retrograde. Again, things could slow down. 10th house is about your career. Maybe you're staying in a job that, you need the money, so you stay there, but it doesn't really make you happy. And with Saturn retrograde, you might desire another job, but you can't get another job. So there's challenges and obstacles there. However, that goes through to the 29th of September, and it's in Capricorn, so there's going to be real physical ramifications and consequences by the decisions that you make now. With all these retrogrades, it's really not a good time to make big important decisions in your life, because there's so much change just now that you'll find often when the planets go direct, you'll change your mind again. So if you did start a new job, you may not stay there long. It's not necessarily what you think it is. We also have Neptune retrograde the 23rd of June through to the 28th of 11th November in your 11th house of friends and groups. Okay, perhaps you've joined some new groups lately. Neptune is a very spiritual planet, and so gives you, that really sort of desire to become more spiritual, to meditate. But because it's in your 11th house of connections, groups and friends, you might find that you were deluded in some way. You had rose-coloured glasses on about some people that you met or some groups that you joined. So again, it's not a great time to make decisions when, you might not be feeling clear-headed. And then when Neptune turns direct, you find out there's other information that you didn't know, and, you've burnt your bridges. So don't do that. Pluto is retrograde from the 25th of April through to the 4th of October. Pluto the destroyer, Pluto chaos, Pluto the planet of death, but also rebirth, the planet of the phoenix rising from the ashes. That could be you in some way. And but before you get to rise, you have to go through all of the issues. This could be things like maybe things from the past coming up about addiction or abuse or domination in a relationship. You could come out of this if you're in a relationship with a domineering partner. You could come out of this time thinking, well, I don't want to be submissive. I don't want to be codependent. I am an independent, immortal being. And so you are. That's true. So my point of all of that is just to tell you that there's so much happening, and I've mentioned those houses, those areas of your life that could be affected. Let's go to the board now, and we're going to have a look at your horoscope. But before we do that, I'm going to draw 2 cards, which will be themes for the month for you. Themes for the month for you. Terrific Taurus. Bingo. Okay, so 2 cards have just come up. Thank you very much, Spirit. We've got the Queen of Pentacles about your money and the Page of Pentacles about your money. Now you see here, I've just written before when I've prepared this horoscope and printed out this wheel, this zodiac wheel. I've put dollar focus, and here we are. This is dollar focus. Queen of Pentacles is a very organized, astute businesswoman. She makes money. She thinks of new ways to make money that nobody else has, you know. So she's very creative. She's holding a pentagram here in her hand on that side, and on the other side there's like a little trinket box, or it could be a sewing box, and she's got her hand in that box. So that's sort of saying through creativity, she can bridge the gap through her heart. See here, this trinket box, and see here the pentagram here. Through her heart, from one hand through to the other hand, she can bridge the gap, okay, with her creativity, and you can too. She's on a gold throne, which is about making things real, making them practical, making them physical. She's got her feet on the ground, and she's dressed in red because she's going to take action. Okay, so this is not just about thinking about something, working out a program or whatever. It's more than that. It's more than being inspired to do something. It's actually taking action and doing it. That's for the first half of the month, and this other card that popped out with her, the Page of Pentacles, indicates good news coming about your money supply. Okay, so you'll see she's dressed in black, which means that there's a lot of hidden information that, you know, you don't know yet, but you do know some, because there's some white here, and then there's some red for taking action. So good news is coming. Grab those opportunities, embrace them with both hands, because you'll see there's a blue sky here that has had some clouds, but the clouds can blow away easily. You'll see the earth in the background here. So it's about being practical. It's about, you know, bringing things down to earth and really taking action when you get the good news, when the opportunity comes up, okay? Opportunities to make money do come up. I see them regularly, but I don't necessarily, often I don't take them. 99% of the time I don't take them, because I know they're not on my path. I'm on my path of what I'm supposed to be doing now, and so I don't need to grab every single opportunity and run myself ragged trying to earn money. But you might be considerably younger than me, you might have more energy, and maybe you don't know what your path is. If you don't know what you're supposed to do, my advice is to grab everything that you can, to work out what you don't want, because that's how the universe they will work. They will tell you, Spirit will tell you that, hey, here, have a go of this, and then you say, oh, I didn't like that, and say, great, that narrows down the pack. So now you've got less ideas about what you want to do in the future, and that puts you on the, you know, closer to your path, okay? But in another way, you know, we're already on our path all the way, because Spirit's guiding us through life anyway. The angels are around us all of the time. There are more angels on this planet than there are humans, I know, because I've seen them. Let's have a look now at your horoscope. So I didn't say before, I should have, sorry, to the new people that are just joining. I picked these two themes, or in this case they jumped out for the month. We do your horoscope, we then do a tarot reading for the month, and then I do a psychic summary at the end. Okay, that's normally how I do it. All right, 5th of June, we have a lunar eclipse up here in your 8th house. Okay, so 8th house is about other people's money. Look at this activity down here in your 2nd house. Look at this activity here with your money. And so the 8th house opposite the 2nd house. So often they, you know, when you've got this happening here, it can activate your 2nd house. Okay, so focus is on dollars this month. A lunar eclipse in your 8th house can be to do with transformation regarding other people's money, or also intimacy. Hidden things can come out of your subconscious, and it's a time of completion. It's like this energy comes up out of your subconscious, and you know, you may or may not be upset about it when you get these realizations. But the good thing is that you can finally complete something and put it away, put it to bed, and that will make a real change. So something coming up about other people's money or intimacy. 11th of May until 28th of June, Mars in your 11th house up here of friends, connections, and groups. Okay, so you could find yourself in a leadership role in a group, or maybe in your group of friends even. Doesn't have to be a formalized group, can just be your connections. If you've had financial struggles, you might find that your friends somehow help you out in some way. Okay. Then we have May 19th to June 20th, Sun in your second house down here, bringing sort of light and insight and awareness, because the second house is about your finances again. And if you have had financial struggles, there could be a light at the end of the tunnel, and you're beginning to sense that and feel it and even see it. Okay, so things are changing financially for you this month, okay, or the awareness of it, there's something there really happening. It's a focus on your second house, your money supply. 27th of May to August 4th, Mercury in your third house here. So Mercury, the planet of messages and communication, is in the house of messages and communications. Okay, you could be filled with intellectual curiosity. You might do some study. You might be chatting and socializing to lots of people, and spreading your horizons a bit that way. You could have frequent short outings in your local area, perhaps have more to do with your community or your neighbours, or even your siblings you might hear from and you haven't heard from them for a fair while, and bingo, some news comes. June 7 to June 11, Mercury square Moon. Okay, so Mercury here makes this aspect to your natal moon here. Just be a bit cautious with this one, because things coming up from your subconscious where you want to speak about your grievances, but just be careful how you do that. It could be some personal issues, and when you're talking about all of these things coming up, just do it in a way, not out of anger, but do it in a way where you're just getting your point across, factually, and also about how you feel, but you don't have to get upset about it when you do that with the other person. June 19th to July 22, Sun in your third house. Okay, so Sun is then moving over here into the third house again, communications, more insight, more awareness. You could be very busy, organised, lots of activity to do with communications, and there could be achievements. Okay, so remember I was saying earlier about, with the Mercury retrograde there, just be really cautious with the dates. You will have some wins, however, in your third house at this time. So June 19th to July 22nd. So it'd be good to get Mercury retrograde over and done with, and use it for planning and things like that, and then actually put it into action in July. Okay. Excuse me. Now next one we have June 20th through to July 3, Jupiter conjunct Pluto. Okay, so this is all about personal recognition, bettering yourself, independence, freedom. You could be feeling a lot more energy. Okay, so here's Jupiter here and here's Pluto here. So you could become more noticeable in some way. You might have like a magnetic sort of attraction that people notice as you become more independent, and they want to be like you. Okay, Pluto, these planets, Jupiter and Pluto, they're powerhouse planets, you know, really. Yeah. Okay, so June 9th to July 12th, Saturn square ascendant. This could, here's Saturn up here, and your ascendant here. This could cause some frustrations. Maybe there's some challenges or obstacles at work because Saturn's just tipped over there into the 10th house, and you might be thinking about a new job, okay? You know, don't make big decisions just now. Be patient, go slow, but you could make some really important changes. It's a good time to do things by yourself as much as you can and not rely on other people. You know, because it's 10th house of career, and it's also reputation too. Your reputation's tied up in this. So just go slowly, don't push it. You know, people could, you know, come out of the woodwork and have a few things to say, but I wouldn't be concerned about it at all. You know, it's just time to be patient and go slow. June 27th to December 19th, Saturn in your 10th house. Okay, so that's in that time frame when Saturn squares ascendant. Defining your career, tweaking your career. You may change jobs. You might be over it. There could be some authority issues at work. Okay, 21st of June, solar eclipse in your 3rd house again. So again, communications, there's new beginnings, and especially in business. So coming up the end of the month is a better time, or into July, as I was saying, is a better time for promotions, blogging, doing videos, that sort of thing. If you really have to do something, then do it. But, you know, don't be surprised if there's some sort of issue that you have to overcome at the time. But solar eclipse is all about bringing new starts and new beginnings for you. 26th of June to January 7th, Mars is in your 12th house. Okay, so Mars moves from the 11th into the 12th here, and this could give you a lot of motivation to get in touch with your subconscious, become more spiritual, mix with spiritual friends, become interested in psychic reading, astrology, runes, different divination systems, and just sitting with your own energy and feeling what it feels like to be you at a really deep level at your core. However, it's a good time for retreating, but if you want to go out there into the world, that's where things can get a bit sort of mucked up. So inner reflection works well. Retreat and bide your time, because you might find you have the desires to do things in the outside world, but they're not necessarily panning out. But it is also a good time to help others as well, because the 12th house is quite a spiritual house as well, and so helping others can work out very well. June 28th until July 2, Mars sextile Saturn. So this is a time of self-discipline. You need to persevere at something. Things require concentration and stamina, but Saturn can give you that. Okay, so you might have sort of very detailed laser sort of focus on something, and you just really focus on one thing. Saturn can help you out with that. So that's what your horoscope looks like. So let's have a look now, just remembering the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles are your theme cards. And let's have a look now at the tarot cards week by week for you, Terrific Taurus. Let's see what comes out week by week. First week of June. Going with that one now. Closing my eyes, and what do I see? Okay, I see a hand coming out of a manhole in the ground, and it's somebody coming out of a hole, and it's like, it's actually a masculine energy. He's putting his hand up, and it's like he wants a hand up. So this could be you, or it could be someone near around you, close to you, that wants help. Okay, so what I was just saying then about Mars in your 12th house, it's a good time to help somebody else out. And we come up with the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups. And this is a great card for your hopes and dreams. You do need to take action. See, she's got the red legs and the sort of red lacy skirt. I read this for somebody yesterday, in fact, in the Aries video, and I called it tartan, and it's not tartan. But of course, when you're in an altered state of consciousness reading, you know, you see anything and everything. So that's lace. It's not tartan, but I read it as tartan yesterday. Anyway, there was a Scottish lass that was listening in at the time, so it made complete sense for her. So time to take action on working out what your hopes and dreams are first week of June, but not necessarily physically doing that. But yeah, send your list of hopes and dreams out into the universe. Hopes and dreams are not the same as fantasies, okay? I had this conversation with someone the other day. Fantasies are a construction of your mind, and what I'm talking about, your hopes and dreams, are coming from your heart. So different area, different chakra in your body. But that's the first week of the month, Terrific Taurus. And let's have a look now at the second week. Can I just make that a bit clearer? Yeah. It's a little bit... It's funny, you know, I think as the equipment heats up, it gets a bit blurry as everything heats up. Let's have a look now at the second week of the month for Terrific Taurus and see what we can see now. I'm going to go for that. I'm going to go for that one on top. Closing my eyes now, I see a ladder. Again, this theme of crawling out of something deep down in the earth. I'm in a cave and there's a ladder up the side, and I'm climbing up the ladder towards the light. Okay, and so are you, and especially with this card. This is the Chariot. This is all about making things real, getting ahead in life, manifesting your heart's desires. You'll see the two cats here on the side because that's your intuition, okay? Very interesting. We're doing Taurus, and here is the bull's head. Okay, can you see that very clearly? The bull's head. So this is about grabbing the bull by the horns. I don't know if you've heard that saying. It's an old saying. But it means, you know, grab the opportunities that come to you and make something out of them. Steer your life. You've got the reins in your hands, okay? You've also got the royal scepter here. Royalty is the symbol of divinity on earth in physical form, okay? So the divine, you hold it in your grasp. A gold star here on the third eye, listening to your intuition, and perhaps even, you know, if you have any clairvoyant ability, seeing things in spirit. But there's different types of psychic ability also, not just clairvoyance. But this one, you know, if you've got any clairvoyant ability, you might find it becomes particularly vivid and strong in the second week. And yeah, listen to your cats. Your intuitive friends, if you've got cats. Okay, second week. Grab the bull by the horns, dear Taurus. Okay, third week of the month for Terrific Taurus. Let's see what we can see. Going with that one. Closing my eyes now, what do I see? I see coins. I see silver coins for transformation. Coins mean change. They can mean money sometimes, but they definitely mean transformation. Silver is the feminine, okay? So this is transformative change deep within. Interestingly, Some of these coins have a gold ring around them. So there's some physical changes as well. And guess what we come up with? The Page of Pentacles. Remember we had that as a theme at the beginning? Here it is again. So I can't stress how important your finances are this month, dear Taurus. Okay, so this is good news about your finances. Okay, in the second, it was in this position, second half of the month. It's in this position around the third week of the month. Okay, so that's a little bit more clarity there. Time to take actions when the financial opportunities come up. You can find a new job. You can find alternative ways to make money. How to balance your financial books. Do a budget. There's different ways. Go online, find ways to make money. If you have to put money into something to make money, please be very careful about that, because there are so many shonky schemes, it's ridiculous. But there are things you can do. All right, fourth week of the month for Terrific Taurus. Let's see what happens. Oh, did you see that? All right, so let me close my eyes now. What do I see around this card? Yes, I'm seeing dollar notes, and they're in a conveyor system, and they're all being processed. And this is again about your money. It's like organisation seems to be the key word. Organisational activity around finances. You need to organise your money. Okay, let's see what comes out. It's the Magician. Beautiful card for changing your situation, for magically manifesting what you want. You see up here, there's an infinity sign to indicate spirit, and then down the bottom, there's a pentagram. Okay, so bringing heaven down to earth. That's what this is about. Action needs to be taken again. The focus is on your finances, but with the red rose here, roses all around the border, this could also be about your relationships. Okay, so action, not everything is known, but some things are known, but action needs to be taken anyway. If you're ruled by Venus, the same as Libra, and Libra sometimes has trouble making decisions. But you can make a decision and go for it. Again, we have the staff, the scepter, the royal scepter in this hand, indicating you are God's representative here on earth, okay? We don't need kings and queens anymore because that divinity rests within you, okay? Now, so grab those opportunities in your relationships. Change your world. You can do that. Last couple of days of June, okay, up to the 30th of June for you, Terrific Taurus. Let's see what comes out. Going to go with that one. Closing my eyes now. What do I see? I see two mountains on either side with a path in the middle, okay? Don't be afraid of the challenges, because there is a way through. Okay, you can walk around the bottom of the mountain rather than have to climb the mountain. You don't have to take the challenges like face on and jump in. It's like, be a bit patient. Don't make major decisions. Just go with the flow and follow the path. All right, the path is there. And we have the Hierophant. Excuse me. The Hierophant. Heaps of knowledge here. She sits on 3 books of knowledge. She's got a book here with keys in the book, and she holds the key in her hand. All right, so you have the key to success. The Hierophant has knowledge and wisdom, and so do you. So by the time you come to the end of this month in June, you will have the experience and the knowledge and the wisdom to overcome all of the issues around your finances, if that's what you want to do. work out a new way to make money. Some of you will be changing jobs. You may not change necessarily this month, but you're sort of getting into the zone. Remember back here, the lunar eclipse in other people's money. This can be employers too. And you have also a solar eclipse here in your house of communications. So eclipses can take up to 6 months to actually physically manifest, and you may even feel their effects before they happen. So this month is very important for, guiding you, but you might not actually physically act immediately. It might take a little while for it to pan out. But it's very important because we've got 3 major arcana here, the Chariot, the Magician and the Hierophant. That hardly ever comes out in these 5-card spreads. You've also got your Pentacles here and Cups, all about your hopes and dreams, and the 2 Pentacles either side. So there are major changes coming up in your finances, and you might be very, very relieved to hear that. So I'm just going to now close my eyes and see what I can see for you, Terrific Taurus. Okay, they're saying, well done you. Well, I added that bit in. They're saying congratulations and well done. There's a white satin ribbon with a medal here. You wear this on your chest in spirit, okay? And then they're showing me a set of spanners, and that means that something's been fixed or something's going to be fixed. You have those spanners, okay? So it's a bit like I said before, you have the keys in your hand, the Hierophant, you have the keys. The keys are spanners, and that's about rectifying situations, okay? So you do have the ability to rectify and fix things that have gone belly up or, pear-shaped in the future. What else do I see? I see a knife, which is for cutting the past, cutting back on the past, letting go of those things that no longer serves you. That may include people, and especially with the activity in your 11th house of friends and groups and connections, even if it's just unfriending people on Facebook. You might have a whole heap of Facebook followers, but yeah, they don't contribute. So there's no point in having lots of friends if they don't contribute, because Facebook looks at the engagement rate, and if you have a lot of friends that don't contribute, they're actually dragging you down in the algorithm. All these secret things you're supposed to know. I see a boat on the ocean traveling very fast. So this is your subconscious and how quickly you're going through dealing with things, okay? So that's great. Some of you need to drink more water. Make sure that it's pure water, not tap water, okay? I have solar myself, and that and a filter, and the solar powers the filter, and so I have tanks. I don't drink water, tap water. Just don't drink it. Haven't drunk it for 40 something years. Yes, so and on that I can see a whole lot of water just sort of busting through. It's like it's been dammed up. These are your emotions. The water is what fuels you, and in your body it represents your emotions. And so don't bottle things up. Let everything just flow. But yeah, you're going to have a big month this month, Terrific Taurians. So that's great. Okay, well, I hope you've found this helpful, and please give it a like. I would really appreciate that. And if you did find it helpful, please subscribe to my channel. I'm doing regular updates all the time. Don't forget to click the notification bell. But most importantly, have a very insightful month and a wonderful month. It is a wonderful month. Even if challenges come up, this is a real opportunity, a real turning point in your life this month to out with the old and in with the new, and change the direction of your life. Okay then, thanks so much, and bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.